Okay, hello and good day to everyone that is currently tuning in here at Phoenix Holdings. This is your host once again, CH, and right now we're going to be having yet another exciting AMA, this time with Mofo. And from the Mofo team, we got our very special guest who has a really creative and well thought of name, Duct Tape Dev. And she doesn't code. So,
Yeah,
Duct
I
Tape
don't
Dev,
know.
yeah. How are you doing
Yeah, so
today?
sorry.
Sorry, I kind of clicked on the mute button. So I was asking, how are you doing today?
It's 12 night where I am, so I guess I might not be as energetic as you are. But I'll try my best. Yeah.
Oh, 12 at midnight, and you're still up doing
Yeah.
AMAs. Sounds pretty
Well,
okay.
I can't help it because like all the AMAs are scheduled for 4 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is perhaps the start of the more active hours in in this space that we work in. So yeah, you need to do it in order to maximize the most amount of people we can get in during
Yeah,
this kind of
I think
AMAs. Mhm.
necessary evil.
Oh, yeah. But okay, first of all, should I call you Duct Tape Dev, or do you have something easier that I can remember?
My name's actually Suen, but I guess most people just call me duct tape dev, because it's just
Okay, let's stick with Duct Tape
yeah,
Dev. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Um,
Okay, so
the the reason why is because like because I don't code, and if I do code, it's like duct tape code, so it's not really real code. So I'm not really the one doing the coding at Mufo.
okay, I mean, my impression of your name, Duct Tape Dev, is like you're like the dev that fixes anything, as like a duct tape would, like a quick fix to
No,
everything. So,
no, it's kind of like from an article describing an exchange that the Tron founder Justin Sun bought over, and so they describe the exchange as being built on duct tape code. So there were a lot of like kind of hidden spaces and loopholes where they could find dust. So I thought like, oh, I mean I felt I really related with that description. So yeah.
well, you've definitely done your research for your name, I would say. Well, oh, can you first introduce yourself more to us for this project, and perhaps any of your team members that are working in this project as well? And perhaps
Okay.
give a little bit of background in your crypto history.
Yeah. So I am relatively new to the degen crypto space. I guess I only started like last year, but of course I've been interested in mainstream crypto for longer. And the degen space is, I think, a whole new like it's just really interesting to me. And of course I had my fun with trading shitcoins, but then I moved on to um, actually writing content for projects for Chinese devs. So I worked with like someone who actually codes, and then I'll do the content writing like white papers and stuff like that. And Mofo started as a kind of pet passion project. We didn't expect it to become like a real thing. We just we just were really interested in the space. So it's just me and my friend. It's a really small team. Of course, now we have docs doing our marketing. So we just started with a token generator dev, and then we developed more things like the lock and and the airdrop function and stuff like that. We beta tested the deck in February, but only to the Chinese market. And we've just been focus on fixing bugs because we didn't want to. I mean, we didn't really want to release a token until we had a proper debt up and running. So I guess like here we are, and it's been quite a I guess dynamic uh, process because it's like every day we learn new things and our plans change and I think it's quite exciting so to speak. Yeah.
Exciting is a good word for that. Is this going to be your first official project that you're going to be directly working with?
I mean, it's the first project that I'm probably coming going on AMAs for.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
generally not like someone who likes to do such things, but yeah.
You're doing fine so far, so don't discourage yourself. So is this going to be like your first AMA that you're going to be joining and, representing your team?
Oh no, I've done like a lot of AMAs over the past couple of weeks, so
Oh, you've been
yeah,
quite
I
experienced, so you're not new to this at all.
yeah, but I mean, it's like I'm saying the same thing every day.
I guess so, but I think you still have a couple more AMAs that you're gonna do, and you just get better with experience. Same with trading in crypto. I know you're relatively new to the degen space, but I'm pretty sure that with your experience, that you're able to learn what to invest in and what not to invest in, and how not to get rugged. Hopefully, you did not experience getting rugged. Well, I think everyone experienced getting rugged at some
I
point.
think everyone has experienced getting rugged. Like, if you didn't get rugged, like, were you really in crypto?
Yes, exactly. If are you really in degen space? You're just
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
if you never got scammed before, could you really say you've been there? I don't think so. I think everybody's
exactly.
experienced.
Yeah, and I've never heard of anyone that made huge money in the degen space that has not get rugged. I mean, we get smarter as we get rugged and scammed in crypto, so it's part of the journey, I guess.
No, I really feel like I've heard of a lot of people making a lot of money on the degen space and they still continue to get rubbed. Like it's kind of like part of the game. But I guess like that's why I kind of moved away from that because I felt that it was just almost like gambling. And that's why I decided to go into content development rather than just investing in coins. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, money in content development because you get paid either way. But
Yeah. No, it's not that. It's just
Mhm,
I guess I just felt like, at one point we were so inundated with a lot of projects that like just had a really nicely written white paper, or they didn't even have a white paper. And like
mhm,
I just felt like it was kind of looking all the same to me at one point. So
mhm.
it was just really difficult to trade and I couldn't keep up. So I decided to just move away from that. Yeah.
Now you're handling your own project, and it's called Mofo. Okay, from the name itself, the first thing that comes to mind on how you got the name Mofo is a word starting with mother and ending with er. And I think it's not a pleasant word to say. What
Is it
exactly is I don't want to say it out loud
not?
here, but can you tell us what's behind the name Mofo in this project?
Okay, so Mofo, I mean, has many, brings many connotations, but I think the official version that we're going with is that, we are reverse FOMOing.
Okay. I thought it was the other word that I
Yeah,
was thinking of.
yeah.
That would have been really
No,
good. I'm kidding.
no,
Yeah.
but I mean, you have to keep it PG. You have to have a PG version. but
Yes, we
but
do.
But I mean, those who know. If you know, you know. But yeah.
That's a smart way of putting it. So it has like double meaning. It'd be like a reverse FOMO or that other word that a lot of people have been saying. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, like
Mhm.
because to be honest, like not because I work with people who are maybe not like I work with a Chinese dev. So he didn't get mofo as said word. Like he didn't get it at all. He just thought like, oh wow, catchy. So
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't think
think
it's funny.
yeah, I mean, if you're working with non-native English, not necessarily native English speakers, but mainly English-speaking people who get what mofo actually is. But I think for people who doesn't know that, they're just gonna think of it as like the reverse FOMO, which never came up into my mind. That it was, oh, okay, FOMO, mofo. It was the opposite
Oh,
thing.
trust
Okay.
me, that was an afterthought. I was like, oh yes, that would do as well.
Oh, okay. So the
And
first initial meaning was like mofo, as in the the mother word, and the FOMO was like the
no,
second thing.
actually it's inspired by a law firm in the US. They are called
Hmm.
Morrison and Foster, and they their website is like mofo.com.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay, I
I've
guess I'm
always
not
thought
that
that was so
exposed enough then.
hilarious.
It is now that you mentioned it right now. Okay, I guess I'm quite curious now on what this mofo is all about. So can you give us an introduction on what mofo is and what's it's all about?
So I guess when we started the project and when I started on the AMAs, I used to come up and say, uh, we are like Pink Sale, but better because we don't take tokens. And I mean, we were coming up with our own launch pad and stuff like that. I over I mean the course of a few days, like a lot of things have changed because what we actually want to move into, which I think is more suitable for us because um Mofo, I guess to us we just want to create like depths and fun stuff on that can bring like actual utility to the space. And we found Gempad, and I think that we would be happy to support their launchpad and just provide like more back end development work as well as KYC services and audit services for them. And of course, we're also looking to develop more uh, more tech related utility because I guess that's what my partner and I we are interested in. Like we just kind of want to actually contribute to the space instead of like coming up with something that it might sound good but like nobody actually really needs, like another launch pad or another layer one blockchain, stuff like that. So we do have a lot of ideas. I would say we are kind of all in one DeFi and Web3 focused service provider.
Hmm. Okay, so okay, I'm kind of wrapping up my head into this. So is this going to be a launchpad kind of project? Because you've also mentioned the Gempad, was it?
Yeah. So
Gempad, which
we
is another launchpad, right?
yeah. So Gempad reached out to us and I was like and they were happy to, offer us like they wanted us to hold our pre-sale on their launch pad. And then I spoke to the team and I felt like, if we are like-minded and if our goals are aligned in that I think we are trying to clean up the space, then I'm happy to support them. So I think the original text that you guys have talks about a launch pad, which um, we are probably not going to do at this point because I think I see more utility in working together with another team, um, so that we can focus on the stuff that we actually want to do. And I mean, we're not here to like, it's a really small team, right? So we are not here to like try to monopolize the whole market or anything like that. We just want to focus on what we're good at, which I think is more back end, and we're interested in exploring new stuff in the space. So we're happy to support Gempad instead, and be partners to
Okay.
them. Yeah,
Mhm. Okay, so you're currently working in the partners with Gempad, but also you're going to be holding your pre-sale on the Gempad launchpad as of the moment.
yeah,
Is it already
yeah,
decided? Okay. Okay,
yeah.
I'm kind of getting it
Like
right now.
we just confirmed it via call like 3 hours ago. So
Oh, quite
It's,
recent.
I finally am able to say it with certainty that we've spoken to the team, and like we kind of have an agreement that we will be, I guess, allies, sort of. Yeah,
Partners, I think that's a better term, or is it not a partnership yet?
it is a partnership. Just
Okay, then
we would
partnership is the
just
better
be,
word for it.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
allies makes it more like fun, like competitive, because it's like we're
Mhm.
up against something.
Oh yeah. And okay, going into the utilities that you have within your token, can you guide us more on what utilities you plan to provide? Since you've mentioned that this is not going to be a launchpad anymore as you've initially planned, because you wanted to work with Gempad. So, what actual utilities that you have planned right now for your project?
Right. So maybe I'll send the updated like ad copy. I don't think you guys got it. So what we're planning to do for the utility of the token, as in we still have the dApp up, so people can still generate tokens and lock LP and stuff like that. But what we're working on right now is coming up with a staking platform that will go live, I think at launch, and then people who are staking on the platform will get 30% of the platform's income redistributed in BNB. Yeah, and
Okay, so, mhm.
sorry, also
Carry on.
we are also accepting our tokens as payment for services.
Okay, I'm kind of waiting for a pause because I don't want to interrupt you again. I have a habit of doing that. Okay, I think you're done talking now, so I guess I can talk again. So mainly, you're planning to have a staking feature at launch. That's going to be your main utility.
Yeah.
But I
Uh,
went into your website and I saw that you have a bit of tools ready. There's also a mint token, which I'm not the most familiar of. So are you also going to mint for other tokens, or is this just an outdated feature that you plan to remove? Because I think
no,
this
we'll
sounds
just
more of
leave
a
that
launchpad
up.
than this. Hmm.
So the current utilities we have on the platform, um, we will just leave online because, I mean, why not? Just for our token sale, I think that's what we designed. Um, that's the utility we designed for our token. So we wanted to create kind of like a sustainable buying pressure almost, because if people have to buy out tokens to pay for certain services, like for example audit or KYC, that would invigorate trading. And then the staking plan obviously discourages discourages dumping. But I mean that's what we've designed at the moment. Mm, and I'm happy to take suggestions from the community in the future, and we'll look into improving it, because I think crypto is a lot about the community, and not in the like meme coin, please show your project kind of way, but it's just, I mean, Web3 is about people owning the space. So I think it's important to see what users want and try to see how we can incorporate that in our project. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, especially in the degen space or the decentralized side of things in crypto, community is definitely one of the strongest pillars to success. Yeah, I mean, you can mention many utilities that a token have or will be developing, but at the end of the day, a strong community is what makes a token here survive and perhaps succeed as well. So I'm glad you're also taking into account in the future, or perhaps even now, whatever the community suggests or decides for you to do to improve your project as a whole. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. My throat is not the best today, but yeah, I'm still here. Okay, so I guess we covered the utilities that you plan to have your token so far, and I guess we can move on to the tokenomics of your project. So can you walk us through the tokenomics? Just give the basics.
Yeah. So we have a private sale for KOLs that is about 50 BNB, and private sale holders get about 35% more tokens than pre-sale buyers. And their tokens are vested. So it's 50% at launch, 25% 24 hours after launch, and then the last 25% 48 hours after launch. And then for the pre-sale, our hard cap is 250 BNB, minimum by zero point 0.1, maximum by 0.5. We probably have like 8 to 900 whitelists, because the max buy is really small. And the buy and sell tax is 10%. So it's 4% marketing, 2% development, 2% dev wallet, and 2% liquidity.
Okay, so 2.5 BNB max buy, right, on pre-sale?
No, 0.5.
Oh, 0.5. Okay, yeah, it's really small, so it's understandable where you
Yeah.
got over 800 whitelist spots. And do you
Yeah.
plan to keep this purely whitelisted, or are you going to open it to public at some point? If
I think how it works is if the whitelist doesn't fill, then it opens to public, but then everybody like, looks at you funny because your whitelist didn't fill.
yeah, exactly. Hopefully, it fills by the time that the whitelist. You don't need to open it to the public
Yeah.
because normally people look at projects when they feel like really fast. I mean, it doesn't
Mm,
always confirm that a project will moon or a project will not do good because I've seen some projects as well that it still went to the moon despite having a slow fill. But it does really um, help make it bullish if it feels really fast and especially if it's just whitelisted. And I would like to ask the whitelisted presale for 800 people. So how do you distribute the whitelist? Is it via lottery or do they need to bring out a specific tasks or are they holders from another project?
so we have a sweep widget, and because we held the KOL private sale, so we have about, I mean, we have quite a number of I guess call channels that are giving out whitelists for us. But exactly how it's given out, our marketing guy Docs is handling that because he has like a KOL group where he kind of coordinates everything. So that's how we are doing it. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know if you covered this already, but when is your pre-sale gonna happen? And the launch too?
It's going to happen. The pre-sale will start at 16 April, 11 p.m. UTC, and then the launch will probably need some time. So the launch might be 12 to 24 hours after. Like we need time because I mean, of course, if we can bring it forward, we would. But as you know, like these kind of things is really hard to tell. Yeah. We need to
Okay.
distribute tokens for private and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, it will take a while to airdrop all the private sale holders. Are you gonna do it manually or is it gonna be automated by a bot or something?
So we have an airdrop function on our deck. We have a token multi-sender function on our deck too, but we're probably going to create a airdrop contract where uh, private sale holders can claim their tokens at launch. So nobody gets the tokens like before launch.
Okay. Well, I guess we pretty much covered a majority of the questions that we need to cover initially in this AMA, but I'll probably have some questions along the way. But for now, I guess it's right about time for us to give opportunity to for the community to ask questions. If you're ready for the community questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, anyone here from the VC, please, you're free to, you can raise your hands up so we can ask your questions. And if you're not able to ask your questions over VC, please just type in your questions on the main chat and I will be asking your questions for you. Okay, let me pick the first question. Okay, let's go with Benjamin Green. You're allowed to speak.
Hey, how's it going?
All good, man. How are
Hey.
you?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, so I was listening and I'm wondering, okay, so we have staking and we're trying to sell, services. So then the problem is like a lot of other coins offer staking. They tell us about 100,000 APY, 200,000 APY. So I guess my question is more of what's the different, what makes um Mofo stand out from the rest of the other girls?
So we are not promising APYs because, to be honest, like I don't know how to calculate it. Like I'm not very good at math. What we plan to do is just to redistribute platform income to the people who stake.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's more, and it'll be BNB rewards. I think that's more, I guess, sustainable in a way. I've not seen like an Olympus fork do well in the long term. Yeah, so I think we're trying to move away from the staking model that is just uh, kind of like a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
And yeah, so because the what we actually want to do is to have people, I guess, use our service, right, and kind of build up a reputation in the space for being, reliable service providers. So what we hope is that holders will, use the platform and the utilities that we have coming up. And then, it will benefit them as well if they're staking because they get a part of the income. Yeah.
Right. So in terms of services, I think we all know that, in terms of services, we already have like big boys in this space that are already trusted and that's already doing very well in terms of sales or in terms of how many services they give. So how are we going to fight this upward slope of having people actually recognize that, oh, going to Mofo is actually a good idea, instead of going to these other guys who are already established.
Well, so first of all, I guess one advantage that we have is that we are bilingual. So we speak English and Mandarin.
Oh,
And
really?
the, yeah, so the reason why I think I found that there was a demand in this space was because I was
Hmm.
working with Chinese devs and I realized that there was like this huge like disconnect between the devs and like the big boys out there, quote unquote, and because
Right.
I helped them, kind of like translate when they need to on those platforms, and then so I found that to the Chinese people, um, it's just easier for them to buy KYC than to than to go through the process. And a lot of it stems from, I guess, a lack of kind of understanding of what KYC is. Like, uh, I mean, even legit projects, like they're scared, right? Because of
Hmm.
the policies they have in the country, and also KYC, a lot of KYC providers out there, um, they're not, they don't really support the Chinese.
Right.
Um, yeah, so like for example, Pink Sale requires the Chinese people to read a paragraph in English, and to them it's really really off-putting. So they just rather just pay for it, and I think
Mhm.
that's a problem that we can solve. And it's not like the Chinese people don't do YC. You know, a lot of their trading happens on WeChat, and in those groups, when they do like private sales and everything, there is like a very stringent process. But I think it's quite different from what the big boys out there are doing, which is mostly like photos of identification documents and then a Zoom call, because I think that really helps. Uh, yeah, so what we hope to do is actually kind of make a difference in that. So I think KYC, as it is now in the space, there's like a huge misconception of what KYC is.
Hmm.
Uh, KYC is not supposed to be I release your documents when something goes wrong, because like that doesn't really do anything. Investors have still lost money. KYC is supposed to be I do what I can to make sure that things don't go wrong. And I think
Right.
that's a very important part of like trying to quote unquote clean up the space, and try to like bring better quality projects, so to speak. Yeah, so that's something that we want to focus on, because I guess that's kind of our competitive advantage in that. Yeah.
Okay, I see. So, in terms of trying to like provide services for the Chinese speaking,
Benjamin,
yeah.
I'm sorry for cutting off, man, but we need to give some more questions for the community. So I might need to cut
Oh
you
yeah,
out there.
sorry, man. Yeah, I tend to run my
All
mouth for
good.
way too long. Yeah, but I apologize.
Okay, you have great questions though, so I really appreciate it. But if we still don't have time and we still have time for more questions, maybe you can still ask your question. But for the meantime, we need to give away some time for other community questions. So hope you understand, man.
Yeah, 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 man. Totally.
Okay, thank you so much. And next question, I think RC, you wanted to ask a question earlier.
Yeah, thanks so much. First things first, thank you for joining us here at Phoenix Holdings. I've been watching your guys' project for a while, and so I'm really excited to hear more about it. The question that I have is, what will be your approach to marketing? You sound like you have a great product, but you're going to have to get that in front of as many eyes as possible, and not just get it in front of their eyes, but have them understand what the value is. So will you be doing the influencer route, like the this channel called me and that channel called me route to fill up your pre-sale? Will you guys be aiming at some exchanges? What will be your big goal for getting as many eyes on this as possible?
So we onboarded our marketer docs, and his method is the so and so call, so and so sent me, and all of that. Um, I guess it's the way they do things. Like I said, I'm not good at marketing. Uh, Personally, I'm not really a fan, but I mean, it seems like the SOP that every project has to go through. Um, so what I'm focused on actually is trying to establish a kind of reputation and then like get partnerships with more proper or established like names in the industry. Because I think that would be like the best marketing instead of just like getting a call or anything. Uh, so what I'm focused on right now, what I've been working on is trying to find like-minded projects that we can that and collaborate. Um, and yeah, like I think that's it for marketing. Oh, exchanges. Not really a fan of exchanges, but I mean, if Binance Incubation wants to incubate me, I don't mind. Because yeah.
Of course, when Binance. That's what we all want to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any other communities that you're partnering up with besides Phoenix at this time? Just to give me an understanding kind of what to expect if I'm going to invest.
So you mean like the channels that we have done like AMAs on? I think done we've done one on Venom. Uh, we did one with Future Whales Lounge or something like that. And we also have, I mean, we have a few, but I mean, I think what Docs really wants is to have Gollum post for us for whitelist, and that would be like almost like the final push in marketing. And of course, Chinese marketing, because Docs is linked with all the Chinese KOLs, so he he's handling that. So right now, we are actually looking at partnering with kind of channels that have some sort of utility. So, for example, one partnership that I'm quite excited about is BSC Safe Sniper, because I like their token analyzer bot. And then we also partnered uh, with some token analyzer bot kind of communities in the Chinese community. So we are just trying to link up like-minded people who are actually excited about creating something um, that base actually needs. Yeah, hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, CH, for letting me ask a question as well. That's the end of my questions.
Of course, RC, thank you so much for asking your question as well in this AMA. Okay, so moving forward. Okay, let's get another question within the VC. Okay, we got Jason. Please ask your question, Jason.
Okay, hello,
Okay.
you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please ask your question.
Okay, my question is marketing is at the heart of every project. So it's important to let people know its potential. So what is Movo strategy to attract new user and investor to your platform and retain team for the long term? Thank you.
So the short term marketing, I guess, was actually holding the private sale for KOLs because we've gone a route where I think before we met docs, we paid for calls and stuff like that. But then I realized that that's not really how. I mean, if they're not invested in a project, like they don't really push the project that much. So that's why I think private sales quite important because that means we've got like at least 50 smaller call channels or and larger ones as well. We've got at least 50 to 70 of them doing posts for us, and um, that's how we are getting awareness out at the pre-sale stage. Post pre-sale, I think because the platform will continue to develop, and hopefully we will continue to come up with things that I guess make an impact in the space. So I think the best sort of marketing, like I really don't believe in like paying for trending or anything like that. If you want to, I guess we could code a bot to do that. But I if you're talking about like Dexto's trending and Bitcoin ads, like I don't think we have that on our horizon at this time because I feel like there are better things to spend money on, especially if we already have something that's like up and running, and I mean we've earned money, we are earning money from that. So the pre-sale really is more for Mofo's name to get out there because I mean it's a very small hard cap kind of pre-sale. So we just wanted we're doing this more of like an advertising kind of uh, endeavor. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for answering my question.
Okay, Jason, thank you so much for your question. Okay, next, I guess we have time for like one more question, I guess, over the VC before we move on to the next part of the AMA. So let's call on Johnny English. You're allowed to speak.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Johnny
Hello.
English. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, my question. I saw that my project was unstable for a short period of time. I first started with hard work and good attention. After a few months later, they didn't pay attention to this project. Then it ended there. How does Mofo plan to survive in the market?
Sorry.
Did you get his
The
question? I think. Uh-huh. Did you get his question? I'm sorry.
no, you might have to help me out there. Sorry, I think it's how does Mofo plan to survive in the market?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty much what I caught too. Okay.
Okay. Um, how does Mofo plan to survive in the market? Oh, sorry, my Macs are running out of battery.
You almost said
Uh,
something there. You can continue it. No worries. We're not. we're not a PG kind of group.
so Mofo actually, like I said, Mofo actually has utility at the moment, and we have clients, and we have an income. So it's it's um it's not like it's not like so and what we are interested in is I guess continuing to build more utility and like earn money not through like a coin, but like through people using our platform and people using our services. So when you say survive, I mean, like I'm not really sure. Like, what do you mean? Like, do you mean like? I mean, I think the project only dies if the dev gives up. Um, but that's not what I guess we're about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. The project does not die
Uh,
unless it rugs or something. But
okay, okay. Thank you,
as
sis.
thank you so much for your question, Jenny English. And I know that was
Yes.
kind of a tricky question, Dr. Deb, but you're doing great answering the question. So yeah, well done on that one. Okay, with that, I guess we pretty much covered what we can cover within the time we can spend on the community questions. And I'm sorry, everyone, if you still have questions. Yeah, we're working in limited time, so we are not able to attend to all of the AMA questions. And yeah, if you have any more questions that you still want to be answered, you can you can join Duct Tape Dev on their project's Telegram group, Mofo. It's pinned here on our main chat, and yeah, they're gonna be more than happy to answer your questions within their project. Okay, and I guess we can wrap up right now since we've already yeah we pretty much covered all of the main questions that we needed to cover. So with that being said, I guess for the people who are quite late to joining this AMA, can you give them and I mean us a short or brief description or summary on what MoFo is all about and why people should be investing in it?
Well, I guess Mofo's about trying to clean up the space a little bit. That's very broad, idealistic almost, but we're trying to do that in partnership with other similar like-minded projects. I think the space does need a bit of cleaning up. And what we want to do is to bring, I guess, utility to the community in that, we create a we create like actual technology that you guys would find useful. So we are really more of a all-rounded Web3 and DeFi. I want to say DeFi because that's the thing to say, but it's not really DeFi, is it? Anyway, but yeah, so we're kind of just like looking to provide services for projects and I guess do our part for the space. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a simple yeah, I mean, based on if you've been listening into the entire AMA so far, this project is quite, I wouldn't say really new, but as Duct Tape Dev has mentioned, they have lots of plans for this project, and they listen to the community in terms of what they plan to have in development. And I think another one of your pre-sale is going to be held at Gempad, which is, if I know correctly, it's currently a growing launchpad that is making a name for itself in this space that they're working in. And
Yeah.
and I
So
think carry on.
um I mean, Gempad's not the only launchpad we've talked to. Uh, we've spoken to what I guess you guys know as the big boys, but what we really wanted to focus on is to actually change certain ways that things are being done that we don't find effective, and not just be like more of the same thing. So um, Gempad's a launch pad that I think has their mind in the right place. And that's why we've chosen, I mean, we're happy to, let them handle the launch pad section. Yeah.
And you're also partner with them, which just improves the amount of trust between you two. Like you're not just using them. I mean, you're of course you're using them as a product in a way that you're using their services, but the fact that you're also working with them improves the business partner relationship kind of thing. So yeah, that's also a plus one on how you're going to be handling that part of the project.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, and I guess that's pretty much it from me. And if you have anything else you wanted to add, or perhaps any announcements you wanted to have before we end the AMA, please feel free to do so now.
Um, I guess I just wanted to say you can come to our group and ask the questions that you didn't get to ask if you're interested in knowing. If you have any suggestions for the project, also we are happy to hear them. Um, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have tons of questions in the VC and also in the main chat, which I needed to apologize to you guys. I mean, if I can, I would choose all of you guys to ask your questions, but we're running on limited time, and if I'm not able to choose you right now, maybe in the next time, but as much as possible, I'm prioritizing people who are I'm actually not prioritizing people, but randomly picking people. But don't worry if you're not picked now, and the next time, yeah, if you have a chance, you can definitely ask your question. But in this project alone, please don't forget to join them on their Telegram group, and let's support them, the Mofo people, especially Duct Tape Dev. And okay, Dr. Dev, thank you so much for allowing us Phoenix Holdings to host you on your AMA, and I wish you the best of luck in your project and on your pre-sale and launch date. That's gonna be happening like 3 days from now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 3 days.
Okay, 3 days from now. Okay, so that's it from all of us. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in again on our AMA. Good
Thank
night to
you
all of
for
you, or good
hosting
day,
us.
wherever you are. You're welcome.
Thank you for
And
hosting us, and thanks to the community for asking questions. Yeah, I enjoyed myself more than I thought I would.
yeah, we also enjoy it. And it doesn't. Yeah, this is definitely you're definitely not inexperienced in AMAs because you can talk good. I mean, you also did some articles for some of the projects, so yeah, you might be quite a natural in handling AMAs like this.
Yeah, but thank you so much for being such a great host, and thank you to the community as well for listening and asking questions. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Good night.
Yeah, okay, good night. Thank you so much. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.